Hello and welcome to this introductory tutorial on exporting USD files with the Omniverse Maya connector. Let's get started. To begin, let's connect to an Omniverse Nucleus server. We do that by selecting the Connect button in either the top Omniverse menu or in the Omniverse shelf. Next, I will select and recommend using the localhost server for this demo, but any Nucleus server will do. Once the server name or address is entered, select the Sign In button to begin the login process. If you have not logged into your localhost recently, you will see a browser window appear asking you to sign in. Use your Nucleus login credentials to do so. Once complete, you should see that the icon on the shelf changes from a reddish-orange to green. This signifies that you have successfully connected to your Nucleus server. Great! Okay, so now we will need a mesh. In this case, I am going to load a simple mesh with only one material assignment. This will help make it easy to understand what's happening during our export. One point to note here is that this mesh is set up using the OmniPBR shader. However, the same export process and procedure can be done with any standard Maya material. They will be converted automatically for you. Okay, let's go ahead and export. To do this, select the Export to USD button from the Omniverse shelf. Once selected, you will see the export window. On the left, you will notice that you ultimately can export to one of two locations. The first is your connected Nucleus server, or alternatively, you can export directly to your PC. In this case, let's select a location within our Nucleus server, and then let's give it a name. The export options are fairly self-explanatory, and the defaults are generally fine. However, I will point out a few key considerations. For any static asset like this one, prop will be the correct choice. However, if you drop down this list, note that there are additional choices of prop, skeletal mesh, and point cache to accommodate a variety of animated assets. Another useful option here is we have the choice to export either the entirety of the mesh or just a selected subset of the mesh. Lastly, I would like to point out that we have control over the up axis. If you find your exported assets are rotated incorrectly when placed in scenes, be sure to match this value with the parent scene. Okay, once our export options are set correctly, let's press the Export button to send this Maya file up to the Omniverse. Now that we have pushed our files up to the Omniverse, any app and many connectors can now access and use this USD asset as if it were native. To illustrate this point, let's go ahead and launch Create to take a look. In Omniverse Create, let's connect to our Nucleus server again. Then let's navigate to where we stored our file. Now, before we take a look at our mesh, let's see all the files that were created. First, you will notice that we have our main USD scene and a folder for props. You can think of the main scene as a container for all your props. Now, let's explore the props folder. Notice, once again, we have our ottoman bench. This is the actual prop that the scene container holds. It references this file. If we had other assets in our Maya scene during export, they too would be separated out into constituent props. You can also see here we have materials and folders that hold their textures. They are named according to the material name in Maya. So, as you can see, the export follows predictable rules and makes all exports easy to navigate, manage, and understand. Now, let's open our scene USD and see how the export looks in OmniverseRTX renderer. Now, you may notice things are a bit dark, especially in the path traced mode. Let's add a dome light and apply an HDR image to give us some natural lighting. Wow, great. As we can see, this very simple asset comes to life rather quickly. Great. Now, before we end this tutorial, let's take one quick look at our scene breakdown. As we can see here, the same structure is followed from Maya. All names are kept intact, and even our material names are transferred. Okay, well, that sums up basic exporting with Maya. Hopefully this quick tutorial got you pointed in the right direction. Thank you for watching.